Welcome back to another episode with ByrdAdatto. And today we're going to be talking about something that I feel like we've at least done a half a dozen videos on, and that's government funding. Right now, during this crisis, there's been a lot of different options that are out there from the SBA through the government. We have the PPP loans. Obviously, you have the Main Street lending loans, the EIDL loans, all these loans that have been out there. So we've been talking about a lot of them. But what happened last week was that some of the funding that's out there just stopped because, as many of you are familiar with, both the PPP and the EIDL loans basically hit capacity and they're no longer accepting applications. And so for those who are in right now, you're in, and those who are sitting on the sidelines, they're waiting. And Michael, what's their options right now?
This weekend, I spent a big part of my time talking to clients who were out, and it looks different in both ways. With PPP, they were pretty clearly able to figure out whether they got in or not, and so we were talking about what does this look like if you have to start a business without restart in the new economy after the shelter at home's over. With no PPP funding, and so we were kind of going down that road, all while in the background seeing that there's a possibility that the government would open up more funds. And as it relates to the EIDL loans, that's just been a mess because there's been really poor communication, and we know very few people that have actually gotten funding from it. And the communication has been almost absentee from it. So, where does that leave us today? Well, as of the shooting of this video, we believe that $310 billion is going to get opened up for the PPP program. We believe that another $60 billion is going to be opened up for the EIDL loan program. But it hasn't passed either the House or the Senate yet. That's just, kind of what is being reported in the Wall Street Journal and other respected, publications on kind of the status of the back and forth between the parties.
Yeah, and the one thing I would add is if you did get one of these loans, because there's so many reporting requirements that we're still not absolutely perfectly assured of yet, make sure that with your bank that you open a separate bank account where you put this fund. So whenever you are touching and allocating these funds, whether or not you're allocating it for rent or for payroll or whatever you're using it for, you have a great way of tracking it. Because right now we don't have good guidance yet as to what the second half is going to look like, which is going to be the reporting requirements to the government. So those who have got these loans, congratulations, but make sure you're very careful about how you move these funds around.
Yeah, and I would add that for those who are out, and if this new funding opens up, it could end up being a silver lining because they may get more bang for the buck out of the PPP program if their funds come in closer to when they're able to actually open. They may be able to really maximize the amount of loan forgiveness. There's still, as Brad alluded to, a lack of guidance on the details of how forgiveness is going to work. And so, but what we do know, even based on how it's written now, is that if the money comes in and you're open and you use the money primarily over 75% for payroll, you're going to have a good chance of getting it all forgiven.
Right. And is there anything else you want to add? I know we've done a video on the Main Street lending facility by itself. Is there any other updates you want to give on that?
I believe the banks are going to maybe this week go live with it. We really haven't heard a lot of chatter from our client base, people that are looking at the program. It is a really large program, and so it may not be a fit with its $1 million minimum amount for many of our clients. And even for our clients who it is a fit for, the 4-year repayment is pretty aggressive timeline, and so I haven't seen a lot of them jumping on it. But it does look like it at the earliest will get off the ground at some point this week, but it may even be into next week before we really see how that's going to work.
Right, and that's a great point about this one is that it doesn't fit with the vast majority of our clients' needs. Obviously, it's another resource that you can use, but it doesn't have the small business lending feel to it. It's more mid-sized to large businesses with a higher need for cash right now. But I don't know if there's anything else you want to add on today on these loans. I feel like we may have given enough for right now. I know that as we're shooting this video, things will change, but we just want to keep you up to date as of today.
That's what we know now.
Perfect. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thanks.